In a very much deranged post on Truth Social this week, Donald Trump claimed that it is in fact President Biden who loves presidential immunity far more than Trump does. But more importantly, Trump says Biden needs presidential immunity, to protect him from what Donald Trump wants to do with him. It's a weird thing to say. It's definitely a threat, not necessarily a threat that's going to get you a visit from the Secret Service. But it is weird that Donald Trump is out there saying, like, we need presidential immunity because without it, I'm going to just straight up violate the law in order to take out my political opponent, right? Not exactly the kind of thing you want to be admitting, especially when you're now less than a week away from the Supreme Court hearing arguments about whether or not you deserve immunity. The best thing to do would be to keep your mouth shut and not give the lawyers on the other side more ammo, but you're too stupid to do that, and you absolutely just did it. Here is what Trump posted on Truth Social. Crooked Joe Biden wants presidential immunity to be protected perhaps more than any other living barely individual, because if he isn't, and having absolutely nothing to do with me, he will surely be indicted and tried for many of his dishonest, illegal, or incompetent actions. A president should not be placed in that position, must be free to make decisions, hopefully correct ones. He also did add that, the Afghanistan disaster, southern border catastrophe, those are the two things that Biden could allegedly be indicted for, which is why Biden loves presidential immunity. Now, I'm going to have to say this again, because I don't want anybody to get confused about what is happening at the Supreme Court next week. The Supreme Court is not taking up the issue of whether presidents enjoy immunity. That's not what's at stake. That is not the argument. Immunity is in fact enshrined in the United States Constitution, and that is not going to change. What is at issue is whether or not Donald Trump was acting in his official capacity as president of the United States when he did the things that he has been indicted for. The Supreme Court is going to determine whether or not those were the actions of candidate Trump or President Trump. That is it. Because they're going to see if immunity applies, not if immunity exists. They know it exists. They're going to see if it applies to that particular situation. So Trump is misrepresenting what this immunity hearing is all about. If the Supreme Court rules against him, immunity will still exist. So Biden would still not be in danger of being prosecuted for the decisions he made as president of the United States, whether you agree with them or not, whether you like them or not, whether they were successful or not, doesn't matter. That immunity is not going anywhere. And for the record, Trump said Biden loves immunity more than he does. No, he doesn't. Biden is actually on record saying he can't think of a single instance where a president or former president should be given complete immunity. So even Trump's basic premise that Biden loves immunity more than he does has already been proven false. So congratulations, Donald. You're 0 for 3 in your idiotic little temper tantrum on Truth Social.